So today we're going to be continuing a scenario where civilization starts on a fantasy map. We are on episode 4, and in the last episode we saw a couple of things happen. We saw a bunch of expansion in this area of the peninsula right here. We saw these two countries uniting to form the Grey Country. Also, alliances. We can see that this map is getting, well, filled in. We also saw that this country formed, which is kind of a coastal empire. And overall, a lot more exploration and expansion happened in the last episode, but in this episode, we're going to see a little bit more. So let's go ahead and start our episode with the pink team. Now, actually, I love we're going to start it on this layer, and you might kind of be wondering what this is. This is the rivers layer, and I know there's a lot of them, but I don't care. I know there's just a lot of them because I wanted them to be. So there's a very long river right here. There's also a very large one right here. And then the pink team is basically just the river nation. Rivers can also, of course, serve as borders. And speaking of borders, provinces, I'm not going to do provinces for this so because it's just a lot. And I'm not sure even how I would do due to some complications. And, yeah. But first, we're actually going to go ahead and see a war over here, which has to do with the gold team. It's actually a civil war, as the gold team faces internal rebellion from this peninsular area. And we're gonna see that this whole area goes ahead and rebels. And well, that's not good because this has three major cities, and well, it's encroaching on another one, actually two. As this rebellion is fairly strong, and it's more strong than other people would have thought, as they do take this coastal major city, which wasn't even on the plans of this blue team. But the gold team finally is gonna respond, but not before a event happens, which is not good for them. And that's when they start to respond by taking some more land, and they even encircle all of these troops. But then these troops go ahead and get encircled itself, so that's not good. And well, now the front line is just making more progress, and another event is gonna happen, which is bad for this, which is a new country forming right here. And yeah, this rebellion of the North forms up and takes this whole northern area, which pretty much prevents any of, these troops from coming back. And well, they try to do some stuff, but in the end, it's just not gonna go well for them at all. And we just see a bunch of stuff happen as these countries are just wrapping towards the capital in the main portion of the gold team. And well, yeah, it's not going well, as obviously that's happening. And well, that's when these guys are just gonna go ahead and ask for peace. The blue and the purple rebellions ask for peace because they don't want to deal with this, and they will receive such things, but they will lose some land. Let's take a look at this peace treaty. So this is the peace treaty. The gold team still remains part of their land, and the most important parts of it. But the purple country, which for some reason, oh, I'm doing this on the wrong layer. Uh-oh. So yeah, the purple countries and the new blue dark sign countries will form, which is always a good thing because new countries means new wars. And well, the capital of this guy actually won't be right here; it will be right in this city, and then the capital of the purple team will be in the major city it started from. It is close to the blue team, but they don't really have any cities that are not close to the cap or to like any other countries. So yeah. I guess same thing with these guys, but yeah, now we see there's two new countries over in that area, which is, I don't know, it's kind of reminding me of the Balkans for some reason. Anyways, this pink country is, well, they're going on a rampage. They start taking just a lot of land, and nobody knows why they're doing this, or even how they're able to do it this fast. But, eventually, they even get close to meeting up with the blue team, and well, now it's about to all come crashing down, and a bunch of new rebellions are about to form. And let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yeah, this was basically just the Mongol Empire that was in Aegis Proswixo. So, yeah. And yeah, so there goes that pink country. It wasn't gonna last. I mean, this is technically the remains of it, but to the capital is now under the seafoam kind of green country color. So yeah, we can see that this island is becoming way more. There's a lot more countries on it, and this blue country is becoming an expansionist team. So they're gonna go ahead and set up a large claim to get to the pink and orange countries. And yeah, they claim all of that, which is a large amount of land, and these places are finally connected. And now it's just this ugly looking peninsula thing that is still here. So yeah, it doesn't look very good. But it probably will get expanded onto eventually, probably in the next episode. Because we're looking at something else. They're also gonna go ahead and discover this island right here. This is this is just the purple country. And speaking of the purple country, they're gonna set up a little bit more claims. Remember, these guys are a coastal empire, so of course they're gonna set up some claims. And obviously they're just on the coastline. So they set up this big plot of land right there, and they get all of this land right here. And while this is definitely just a coastal empire, it's kind of like the what's it called? The Brunei Empire. Pretty sure Brunei had a big empire around Borneo, and it had like all the coastline. Also, speaking of that, I just want to get this out of the way. No, not the sea. All of this is gonna go ahead and get discovered because I mean, why not? So coming over here to the green country, they're gonna be doing some stuff. And that includes taking a bunch of land up north over here, and almost even cutting the blue team off from expanding. They don't fully do that, but it's looking like they're about to, as they just take a large amount of land. But over here we see the orange team invading this beige, yellowish kind of country because the orange team is a little bit paralyzed right now. They don't really know what to do. They have a pretty expansionist coastal empire down south, and then this country who recently just formed and is basically just a bunch of nothing. However, it is just a hard time getting through, as this is it's a bunch of forest in this area, so it's not very easy to go through it. And yeah, I don't think it's on their bucket list to do this. But they do eventually take this coastline right here, and that's when they start breaking through, taking just a large amount of land like this, and well, that's just a lot of land. And that's when another country is gonna hop on, and that is of course gonna be actually this red team right here. They don't know what to do. They're also kind of paralyzed, so they just say hi, Orange, and become friends. So they are going to just push into the red or to the yellow team as they just want to take as much land as possible. They don't necessarily want the orange team to get as much land because the red team really just wants land, while the orange team wants more valuable land. So the red team is just gonna take all of this, which is kind of gonna limit supplies that the orange team is able to use. And by the way, there's just no troops up here, so that's how the red team is able to do that so easily. But eventually, even the blue team starts to invade, and that is pretty much Joe over for the red team or for the yellow team, and they're gonna go ahead and surrender to all the parties. Let's take a look at this treaty. Okay, so this peace treaty is interesting. The orange team gets all of this coastal area right here, as that was their main portion of land that they wanted in the war, and that's probably the most valuable land anybody gets. The red team over here is gonna get all of this. This is just the biggest portion of land that anybody gets. It's a lot of land. And then the blue team is going to go ahead and get all of this land. Not too much. The yellow team does still exist, but barely. And that is gonna do it for this video. I know you guys. I know it was a very short one. Or not a very short one. It's like 8 or 9 minutes. But like, I want the fantasy videos to be shorter because there's just less that I can do with them than I could do with the actual map. So that's just something. Also, by the way, I'm recording this on Monday, and this is going up on Friday, I think. So wait, actually, I don't know. I'm recording this on Monday the 26th, which is it's at 1:41 p.m. So it's about 19 minutes before the video releases, the fantasy video. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for subscribing, all that stuff. We're at about 160 subscribers at the time of me recording this. I just want to thank you guys for that. It's you know expect our I did not expect the everything to go by so bad. I will say school has not ended for me. School is ending for me around June 11th, and I know that's kind of weird, but uh yeah, my middle school just I guess doesn't care. And well, yeah, that's really all I have to say. I was gonna say some major channel announcements soon, but it's not really major. I might just make like a 2-minute video on it because it's not nothing too major. It's just some stuff I want to talk about. Anyways, I will see you guys. Well, first of all, like and subscribe, please. I'll see you guys in the next video.